Footium goes from strength to strength. Season 4 starts on the 21st of next week. I'm here to give you the breakdown of everything new in this new season. Let's start with the juicy stuff. Two big major changes that have been made, not just for this season of Footium, but every season going forward will have an impact from this as well. First up, the registration system has changed. When you register your players during a transfer window to your club, they are registered to that club for the whole season, unless you have an unlimited window during the season in which you want to make changes. So up until now, it has always been unlimited transfer windows, which allow you to sign any players, register any players, and unregister any players. The issue with that is you could get halfway through a season, be doing well in your league, and suddenly your biggest rival also happens to own a club in a higher division. They might be already finished for the season, they bring down their best players, and you've got a bit of an unfair disadvantage there. No longer. This will stop that happening. So this current season, season 4, will only have windows before the season and after the season. In future, there will be a limited window in the middle that will allow a certain number of players to be added or removed, but not an entire squad. However, free agents have now also come into the game. So if a player is unregistered, you can add them to your squad anytime you like, as in real life. If you're on the marketplace and there's a player that is not registered to a club, buy them at any time during the season and use them straight away. Makes a whole different aspect of management and Footium going forward. Considering the registration changes, the next one also ties in to your forward planning with your squad. Injuries have arrived in Footium. Now, these are coming in on a limited basis. If you are a manager who specialises in keeping your squad rotated and fit, it is not something generally you'll need to worry about. However, it may impact you even if you work that way, because players in training can now be injured as well. So, the long story short, any player who is at 45% or less condition, all the way down to the minimum 20% condition, can be injured. The lower the condition level from 45 onwards, the higher the chance that player gets injured. If they get injured in a game or in a training session, they cannot do anything for 50 hours. What that means is their condition does not recover, they cannot play games, and they cannot enter training. It is a major impact, and you need to manage your condition of your players effectively, or take the risk by knowing what could happen if it doesn't go well. Another big change, and this one will help new managers coming to Footium for the first time, prize pools, prize payments are changing. So up until now, prize pools have been allocated to the top 5 teams in every 12 team league. No longer. It has been extended to the top 7 teams now in every 12 team league. So you can jump in at any level, learn the game as you go, and have more of a chance of earning some ETH as you go to the end of the season. If you progress up a level and you're not quite ready to challenge at the next level when you go up, it gives you more of a chance to get some bank, to buy players, to do what you need to do to keep moving up in competitiveness and potentially look at another promotion down the line. Something else to bear in mind for new managers, with the registration system changes, if you buy a club during the season, if it's out with a transfer window, you will still be able to use the players registered to that club until the next window comes along. So no longer will you buy a club that is a shell with no players and have no prospect of getting good results. You can jump in and hit the ground running. A couple of other smaller changes, but still important in the grand scheme of things. Own goals have arrived. Up until now, there were a couple of little issues in the match engine where it looked like goalkeepers were scoring. Obviously, we don't want too many of them. Every so often to have an Allison, fine, but that has now been resolved. Own goals have arrived. Mistakes can lead to goals from your own players. Best avoided. Also, the legendary player options return. The way they are paid out now is slightly different, but legendary players come along every close season. 10 to 12 of these legends go on the market, the best players in the game potentially, if trained right, all the way up to the level of 99 as a maximum, depending on what available potential they have. With the proceeds that go into the prize pools from these, they are now allocated evenly across the division levels. Keep an eye on the minting price for your academy players. That has changed slightly to reflect the different price of ETH at this current moment in time, so just be aware it's slightly different, and I'll show the graphic on screen as I'm talking about it. But one last thing that may have been overlooked with the recent announcement: zombie teams have changed. So up until now, if a team that was unmanaged was playing, they were known as zombies. They would go down to 20% condition, they would struggle along, but they would always have the ability to steal a result, even though you would be playing them at different times of the season and facing different conditions. No longer. Zombie teams now, they will have inactive players, not real players, and they will always start games at 100% condition. This means that the way you face these zombie teams, regardless of when it is in the season, is always going to have a constant. There is a fairness about the system now, rather than a luck of when you draw them in your overall match schedule. Want any more information? Jump into the Discord, keep an eye on my YouTube channel where there will be more content coming soon, and keep an eye on the Medium as well. There is an in-depth registration system article pending that will explain everything you need to know about what limited and unlimited windows. If you've ever played in France in Football Manager or related games, you may have noticed a Joker window. Think of a limited window like a Joker window, when you can still buy and register certain numbers of players or unregister certain numbers of players. It roughly corresponds to that. But for Season 4, you do not need to worry about that. There is no mid-season window. We will roll right with the punches. What squad we start with and our youth players that can be minted, we roll all the way through. So good luck, we'll see you out in the pitch, and get chasing those tiles.